Hey guys, Mike here from Rust Brothers. Just giving you a heads up, auction day is getting closer. It's less of the month. So April 12th, you can either be here, bid in person, you can go online, egauctions.com, check it out. There's gonna be 70 or 80 of my favorite projects that I've saved all these years. Some of them, a lot of Dodges, some Chevys, a few Fords even, some Pontiacs, something to float everybody's boat. The whole crew's gonna be here, Avery's gonna be here, Blair's gonna be here, even your favorite cameraman, Matt, is gonna be here. So come and check it out, April 12th. Hey guys, we have our new clutch pedal set up here, which means this has to come out. I'm not sure what else comes out. Let me take a look. This is one of my least favorite parts is working under the dash. Okay. What do you got going on here? Tell me I don't have to change this piece. Should only be this piece. This is what we're going to try and take off up there. I just don't know if you can do it with the steering column in the way here. So this, oh God, my hands are too big. There goes the issue. That clip is up in there. I don't know if you can see it or not. And it's, yeah, right there. So we got to lift it up and then push it back off. So that's the same corresponding clip as is right there. You can see it. Except that one's been on there for 50 years. Okay. I'm starting to think Blair was right. Should have gone automatic. Not a hope in hell. Not a hope in hell. Okay, I think we got it. Should come on. Okay, there's the clip. Voila, we have the clip. And that one was finger tight. Why is this one tighter? Get rid of some of the stuff in my way. It just might be slightly easier. Well, that dash isn't really sitting in here on much either. Don't want to break it because it's brand new. Here we have our brake pedal. There's a little clip I thought was attached, but it's not. It's just a spacer or something. Anyway, you might have to put that on our other new one. We'll see. Not quite sure yet. So what I'm wondering about is this distance here. With the two pedals, it's wider. And is the 4-speed. Well, they don't send you another one of these brackets, so I'm assuming it's the same distance pedal. So this pin replaces the one that's in it. So basically, the clutch pedal goes on the outside of the bracket we were just looking at, and then this is the new pin. So this piece here is exactly the same width as this piece here. So that's what I was wondering how it worked. But anyway, if you think about things, could have read the instructions, but they didn't come with them, and I'm too lazy to Google it. So, okay, this could be actually as simple as it looks. Amazing. Okay. So, all right, so we just got to get the rest of that pin out that's hanging in space. Wow, it does not want to come out. It is in there snug. Okay, I need that punch. Oh, actually, there. I think that's it right there. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get it from the bottom though. Wow. That is tight. Okay, gotta be some corrosion in there. I got no room. I'm trying to push the new pin in through the old bushing because they don't give you new bushing. It's got to go. It's the same size bar. I mean, I had to hit it out, but I can't get a hammer behind it to push it in, and I don't want to drop everything down. No, I'm looking at it. It's right there. Yeah, well, that's what I did with the cat's ass. Here, you want to come and look?
Not really, because I can do it.
I know, aren't you? Yeah, he who laughs last. So. Okay, first thing is the Z-bar bracket, frame bracket. Off in here, there's 2 holes. Do it by braille. Could have done it from the top, I guess. Where's the second one? There's the first one. I think it's going to be almost impossible to do it from down here because I can't see. Okay, well, that was a brilliant idea that didn't last long. We're going to drop it down. We'll do it from the top. Oh, yeah, it's so dark in here. Okay. Okay, there we go. And we dropped this one. Okay. 2 holes. We tapped them. You can see them. They're on the angle. 1, 2, those little brown dots. They're at the angle because this thing has to mount at an angle. So we'll put this one here. We're gonna tack weld this in after, but right now just for assembly, because this has to sit parallel with the frame, perpendicular to where the Z-bar is gonna go. We need to get another lock washer. I could use shorter bolts. I'm using 1 inch, could probably use 3/4, but on the off chance, once we get back up on the hoist, I might be able to get some nuts on the other side, in which case we wouldn't have to weld it if I could bolt it, but I just don't trust just the 3 or 4 threads that are in the frame to hold it. Oh, man. I wish I had little tiny hands. Hopefully we don't have to drill new holes, because that would be a major pain in the ass. I think this is a job for Super Cass and her little hands. Hey, Cassidy! Cass! This is the problem, young Cass. There's a second bolt back there, and I cannot get my hand in there to get to it. You might have to...
Second bolt, oh, for that bracket?
Yes.
Okay.
See, I couldn't get my hand in there that way either. Yours fits. Yeah, we only got 3 threads to play with, right? Must be nice having such tiny little hands, Cass.
All right.
Okay, I'm good at the top one I can get to.
Okay.
Okay, as long as it's lined
I don't
up.
think get back out of here, but...
Let's see. Oh, there we go. See, mine was easy. Left-handed. Okay, thanks, Cass. I think there's enough thread there. There's like 4 threads. Okay. Okay, I can tighten those up from underneath. Okay, there we go. Bell crank bracket. Hey, we've got our ball stud, we've got our felt. Oh, where's that 5/8 cask? Okay, it's really hard to tighten this because it's in a stupid spot. I don't know if I can even get a wrench on it. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's good and tight. Okay. Hey guys, Mike here from Rust Brothers. Young Cass is just slaving away. Oh, look at all her PPE. Ooh, you go, girl.
Oh, nice one has sand in the eyes.
Ooh, look at this puppy, eh?
Yeah.
You like this car, Cass?
I do.
Do ya?
I'm excited to
Well,
see
I'm not giving it to you.
No, I figured not, but you can probably let me drive it.
Oh man, that is one sick looking car, eh?
It is. Front end's all done in 400. You just gotta go and do edges.
Anyway, 70 Chevelle is looking amazing. It's going to be a beautiful ride. Ooh, original color, little addition. We're going to have some white stripes in the front. Going to have the SS stripes. This is an original big block hood. I ordered the hood pin kit. So, I mean, all the big blocks came with the hood pin kit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this hood, I mean, it was obviously off an original big block, but whoever put it on this car, I'm glad, because now we have it. Cass, what do you think of the wood grain? I think it adds class instead of just black.
I mean, I'm not against wood grain. I don't know. I think actually once the white stripes are on, maybe
Yeah,
that'll suit it more.
yeah,
The color of the seat's black.
black.
I like wood grain. I'm not against it.
Yeah, well, me too. I mean, it's a Monte Carlo dash, but it's cool. And like I said, we've got the factory tilt column, so that's going to make it nice. We're working on Pro Car to get some seats, same as on the green one. I can't drive 40 days with those stock seats. It'll just kill you. I think we got the plate, the 4-speed plate. So Blair can figure out where to butcher the floor. We've got the hump, or you can wait until I come back, because that one's more important. This one I got till July to do it once it's in paint.
Until August 12th.
April 12th is the auction. But I'm going to be back. We'll paint it. I mean, I can put door panels in,
Yeah.
right? It's more important to get a couple more ready for the auction. So, because this one I'm not selling. Keep her.
Alright guys, the Chevelle is basically ready for paint. I spent the last week spot priming it and sanding the final spot prime and filling all the pinholes. And I've re-priming the hood day before last, and then I sanded it yesterday just because I really wanted to make sure that those body lines were super sharp and bang on, because the hood is arguably the most important part of the vehicle. So everything's looking really good. Our next step, all the jams are painted, but our next step is to spray the white for our white stripes. This car is getting white stripes down the hood and the trunk. So I'm gonna mask up for that today. We just ordered some paint from Color Compass. It's looking pretty good. Basically, there's two ways to do a two-tone. One way is you spray one color base and then you mask that that color of base off in the pattern you want, and then you spray your second color of base and then you clear it all together. The issue with that is you can get bleed through that way. If your tape isn't completely stuck down, whatever, you can get bleed through, and it's way harder to fix a bleed through onto another color of base coat. So how we like to go about it is we spray the one color of base and then we clear it, like just with a single coat of clear so it's thin. Then we mask off for our second color. We spray that color, unmask the stuff that's already been cleared, and then we clear it all together. Doing it that way, there's less risk of bleed through. There is a disadvantage to that. Sometimes you end up with a taller ridge than if you did both base coats and then cleared it all together. But lots of this, we're gonna wet sand and polish. We can sand those ridges out. So there's benefits and disadvantages to both. One leaves you with a bigger ridge, and the other one has possible bleed through and is harder to deal with a bleed through if it happens when you do both bases and then clear. So no way is the wrong way. People like to argue which way is better, but this is what works for us. And we're not quite ready Mike wants to be here to paint the outside of the Chevelle, so if I get the white painted on the hood and the trunk panel, Then when he goes to spray the blue, because he's only going to be here for a very short amount of time, which means there's very little time for air, then I can get this all masked up for him, and the white can sit because it'll be cleared, and then we just have to scuff the clear before we do our second coat. So that's what I'm going to do. So basically I'm just going to paint this whole hood white. Instead of just masking off where the stripes are going to go, because then you have to like blend your edges and whatever. So I'm going to paint the whole hood white and clear the whole hood. Same thing with the trunk. The thing that I'm debating with over here, sorry, it's hard to carry the battery around with the GoPro. If you look at the trunk panel here, so the stripes come here and here, but I also have to paint this section white. So just deciding on where I want to cut off my white line that's going to be easiest to sand out the ridge. So what I'm going to do is, it's easier to sand out a ridge on a corner like this, so I'm probably going to mask off on this body line, and then here where it's the shortest distance I'm going to mask off as well, and so I'll only have to sand out a little ridge here and then round this edge back over. So yeah, we're just going to get on that. Man, it's going to be a nice car. I'm so excited. The white stripes are going to look freaking killer. I'm going to start off by masking the head. I've already blown out the boots and whatnot, and blown out the car best we could. Got my paper rack. The way I like to do it, first off, this hood has like chrome holes above, and because it has those hood pins, you want to make sure that you go underneath of the hood and mask off any holes, because you don't want any overspray going through the holes in the top and into your engine bay. Because all of our jams already painted, we got a new motor in here, so an overspray will get into any, like through any nook and cranny and mess up the stuff underneath. Even when you mask it really good, sometimes it happens, but try to avoid it, so make sure that you go underneath first. Mask up any holes. Same thing when you're doing doors. Your door handle holes, you want to mask up before anything else. From the inside. Chrome holes on the hood scoop. This actually has like a double inner. So you can't get to those chrome holes. There is an air vent here at the back of the hood that's got to be masked up as well. Now there's two different kinds of masking. There's back masking, and then there's just regular masking. Back masking would be like if I masked on this bottom edge here, the sticky side of my tape facing outwards, something like that, stick my tape to it, that's back masking. That allows you to get this whole edge. I don't want this whole edge white because the stripes are only here and here, so I want to keep the blue on this edge. Once this car is ready to mask for paint, the reason we paint it first is you won't get paint down in this edge. So I'm going to go around with my 3/4 inch tape, like an 1/8 inch underneath of the round on the edge of this. So, funny story. We've already talked to conservation and the bird sanctuary. But basically last night on my way home, I had one home early yesterday, but thank goodness actually. And like 2 minutes away from my house, there was a swan sitting on the edge of this field, and on my, like close to my home, there's never any swans. There's a river down below. Sometimes there's swans in the river, but generally they're closer back towards Enderby. And so it was a really weird place for him, and he was just sitting on the edge of the ditch. And so I figured he was injured and he was alone, and so, which was also weird because, you know, they're generally not alone. So I slowed down and I kind of looked at him, and his mouth was slightly open, and he was just kind of chilling there, and I was like, shoot, he's injured. And so I was gonna grab him, and as I slowed down, I'm like, man, that's like a big bird, and I'm only 2 minutes away from home, and I was gonna just capture him myself, but they're big and they can do some damage, especially if they're injured and frantic. And so I was like, you know what, I'll go home, I'll grab my boyfriend, and I'll see what he says about it, because swans are an endangered species, and we want to make sure that we're taking care of all of our migratory waterfowl birds. We hope that in the future that the population rises so we can hunt them again, because they were overhunted, that's why they're... Anyways, and so I went home and he wasn't there, and so I called him and I was like, hey, where are you? And he was like, oh, I'm in the mill yard searching for an injured swan. I was like, oh, no way. I was just calling you about this injured swan because I wanted to go back and get it. And he's like, yeah, I'm already searching for it. I can't find it though. I saw it earlier on my drive home, and I went and got my dad so he can come help me capture it, because it was sitting in the middle of the road doing spins with like a broken wing. And it must have got clipped by a car. And so Curtis and his dad, they were looking in the wrong spot, and I was like, oh no, you gotta go back like 100 yards, and he's on the other side of the road sitting in the ditch now. And so Curtis went back and found him, and him and his dad, after talking to conservation, went and grabbed the bird, and we brought him home, and he was like really not doing well last night. Obviously he was also stressed because we had captured him, but we wrapped him up in a blanket and gave him some. We had grain and water, and so we left him in the shop last night. He got eaten by coyotes last night sitting in that ditch. And so this morning Curtis got a hold of the conservation, said that they couldn't come and pick him up last night, and that there isn't really much that they can do for an injured swan that's not other than like put it down or whatever. And so we called the bird sanctuary, Curtis did, and they said that they're gonna take this bird. I'm just waiting to hear back. Oh, he told me. Yeah, so we now have to drive this swan. By the way, this thing is as big as me. I didn't realize how big it was until we brought it home last night, but he had a little bit of a freak out when he's put his wings. Like, this is a massive swan. And for those of you that don't know, there is this bird flu going around that's incredibly dangerous. One person has already gotten infected with it, or maybe a couple, and we had a bunch of dead geese in Mare Lake, which is like really close to where we are, and so we know that there's infected waters and infected waterfowl where we are. And so last night after we were looking at him, we figured that he had the bird flu, and we messed up by going and getting him, but we were like, well, if this is at the point he's at right now, as sick as he is, and like if his wing wasn't injured, and he was just like losing his mind because of the sickness, he would probably be dead in the morning. But this morning with food and water and having rest, the swan is definitely stronger. He's definitely just injured, and doesn't look like he has any signs of bird flu. Last night he was just in shock, so he was acting weird. But this morning the swan was good, and so we're certain it's not bird flu. And that he did just get hit by a car. It is in a weird spot, but we've contacted all of conservation and everything like that to make sure that we aren't doing the wrong thing. But we're going to be driving this swan like 2 hours away from where we lived to bring it to this bird sanctuary where it can recover and then be re-released, if re-release is possible. We do a lot of hunting and stuff, and we really care about the animals here. I mean, for the future of everybody else that hunts, the future of our ecosystem, it's important to take care of the wildlife around you. It's illegal to kill swans. Swans are an endangered species, and we want to make sure that we keep our swan populations up.
This.
Here we go.
Cassidy has been using her meticulous eye.
And finding all the pinholes that you and me are too blind to see.
I'm sure she didn't find any, but
No.
she was looking for
Yes,
a
hard.
Yes.
So anyway,
This is
this is original color of what the car was and is going to be. They've been getting some flack over the white stripes, but I don't care. I think the blue and the white 70 Chevelle, especially with the big block hood, is iconic. Yeah. So Cass, explain again. So basically, we paint the areas that are going to be striped totally white, then we clear them. What? Yes.
There's 2 ways you can do it. You can spray base on base and then clear, and you get less of a ridge, but you don't completely avoid a ridge doing that. But then you risk bleed through, because if you have to fix a bleed through base on base, it's a big issue because it's hard to wipe away. This way, we don't have to worry about bleed through and especially because you're only here the one day, like we don't really have time to waste if there's like something that goes badly with bleed through. So we painted the whole panel white, and then when we go to mask, I'll mask just the stripes off, and then you'll spray your blue base, and then you can rip those off, and then you spray your clear. And you still end up with a ridge, but...
Well, depending how much clear we spray, you can feather it in, right, Blair?
Yeah, but it's only gonna, it's still only gonna be a base coat ridge, because we've painted this entire panel white.
Yes.
So now you're only gonna have the thickness of 1 coat of base coat.
Which is minimal compared to 3 coats of clear.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyways, this way works best for us. Some people say that you should do it the other way, but it's all just preference. That there's no wrong way.
Right.
That's right. There's a right way, the wrong way, and the way we do it. Anyway, this one is, I can hardly wait to fire this puppy up. We got to bring our buddy Steve back to just finish up the wiring. He couldn't finish it. He's got it 90% done. We just got our Scat Pro Car reclining bucket seats in. So those just show, well, one showed up. There's another one in transit somewhere. We had these on the 64, and they made the whole journey a pleasure. So anyway, good shout out to our good buddies at Scat Pro Car for these seats. Can hardly wait to see those bolted in with all the black upholstery, black roof. I think it's gonna look pretty sharp with the blue, the white, and the black.
I think the white stripes are gonna be
beautiful on this car. I mean, this wasn't a big block car, but it came with a lot of big block parts.
5 horsepower per stripe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, at least.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once we
And they
put,
got the pinstripe. I mean, you're really adding so much. Extra.
yes.
Yes.
And the thing is, it'll look so good, I'll have to drive it slow so people can admire your work, Cass and Blair, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Anyway.
Believe that.
Anyway, it's like herding cats around here, guys. They are so glad I'm only here for 2 days and I gotta leave again. Okay. Ooh, baby.
She did a nice job.
Yes. I mean, we could only find 3 things to critique her on and 5. Anyway.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I won't be here to screw up the paint job. I'm gonna put all the pressure on Blair and Cass.
Yeah.
Yes. I can hardly wait to see it when I get back. You guys, you can send me some pictures when it's all gleaming.
We might.
Just don't send me pictures of Cass polishing all the runs. Anyway, this is gonna be one sweet looking ride. Can hardly wait to get back, get some upholstery in it, get the top on it. Okay? Thanks guys for watching. Remember, those that have should give. Peace, love, and joy. Gonna be a nice car.